The best healthcare is there in ways big and small. There when we most and least expect it. We may not see it, but we feel it. It lets us know we're not in this alone. Everyone deserves a healthcare partner who never quits. One who's there for what matters. United Healthcare. There for what matters.
It's Not Your Fault is a podcast for parents, caregivers, and young people navigating the world and its challenges. Here's your host, Brandon Jones.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to another installment of It Is Not Your Fault, a teen mental health podcast. I am your host, Brandon Jones, and on today's episode, we are talking about resiliency in adolescence, understanding the importance of the growth mindset versus the locked mindset, or the stunted mindset, or the fixed mindset, whatever way you want to slice it and dice it. We are going to talk about the growth mindset, which is what we want the young people in our lives to have. Now, you may have heard of the growth mindset before. It's a very popular concept and topic. It comes from the work of Dr. Carol Dweck, who is a psychologist who studied how to help young people perform academically and increase their self-esteem. So that's what we're going to talk about on today's podcast. This episode was inspired by just me paying attention to what's going on with young people. Young people are in a very interesting state, especially young people of color, more specifically African-American youth, which is where I do most of my work with, is paying attention to the community and their development. And I don't see a lot of growth mindset opportunities taking place for Black adolescents. And I hope that all adolescents really have a growth mindset, but there's something unique about the experience of the African-American youth that is going on that we need to pay particular attention to. I'm getting a little concerned. Let me not lie. I am very concerned. I'm not getting there. I have been there for quite some time about what's going to happen with the future of young African-American youth who are struggling. There's just too many things happening in the community that's showing that African-American youth are in a bad place. One of those things being literacy rates. I've talked about that on the podcast before. Another one of those things being just the level of criminal activity that we are seeing younger and younger adolescents be involved in. And honestly, one of the things that really I've been paying more attention to is these violent incidents that are taking place in school buildings. We have teachers and other school educators, school professionals being assaulted by students. That is a sign that something is not right, let alone the fight videos that are also just all over the place. They're all over TikTok. They're all over X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. It's all over YouTube of just young people fighting, girls, boys, non-binary children, whatever. They're all fighting. There's a lot happening. So, and not to be Debbie Downer, and if your name is Debbie, sorry, but not to bring the mood down, but also to highlight an issue and a problem that we have going on. I really want to stress this concept of growth mindset and how influencing this and encouraging this can project our children into a better space and place where they're not getting into these violent incidents. They're not getting into these academic hardship places that we see so many young people in today. So let me just read a little bit about what the growth mindset is. So how can we support students' growth mindset? The most important thing you can do to cultivate the growth mindset is praise children and students for efforts, process praising is what we call that, rather than talent, which is person praising. So instead of saying, you're a really smart kid, you say, that was a really smart thing you did there. Wow, that's amazing. How did you figure that out? So not just labeling the kid. And yes, we want our children to believe that they're smart. We want them to see that they're smart, but encourage the process so they can continue to work through things and they understand they have the skills, the talent, and the know-how to do these good things moving forward. Let's talk a little bit about, hold on one second. So messages like you learn that so quickly and you are so smart, teaches students the efforts in a sign of weakness. On the other hand, messages like I like the way that you approach that problem, or that seemed to be too easy for you. Let's do something more challenging. Teaches students that their efforts and hard work allow them to move forward and for potential growth. So a fixed mindset message says you have the permanent traits and I'm judging them. Where a growth mindset message says, you are a developing person and I am interested in your development. See the difference in those two approaches. Now let's talk a little bit about, I'm going to share something here with you all. Bear with me one moment. All right, perfect. So you get a good graphic today. So for those of you who are listening to the audio podcast, you should definitely check us out on the YouTube channel so you can see this graphic here. But what I'm displaying is a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset and some of the differences between the two. So for the kids, the young people who have a fixed mindset, they're usually avoiding challenges. They refuse to receive criticism or feedback. They focus on proving themselves instead of just, getting the work done and processing through the result. They feel threatened by other success. They can't accept failures or mistakes. They shy away from unfamiliar things. And they believe that talent is static, that either you have it or you don't. Where on the reverse, and what we want to encourage our young people to do is have a growth mindset. And what the growth mindset looks like is this: they view challenges as opportunities, they embrace constructive feedback, they focus on the process and not the end result. They are inspired by other success, they learn and grow from failures, they always step out of their comfort zone, and they believe that talent is ever improving. It's not static. Either you have it or you don't know. You can gain better and better. You can get better. Practice and working smart. These things help you develop the skill sets that you need to be successful. This is what we need our children to be engaged in, this growth mindset. I mean, so many young people who focus on other people's success and they have jealousy built in. Oh, that person got that. Oh, they didn't work hard for that. Somebody gave it to them. They grew up with a silver spoon in their mouth. Or they're just lucky. And they don't believe in their own ability to have the same level of success as they see this other person. And I just find that very detrimental. I see so many kids who are scared to get out of their comfort zone. One of the most challenging things that I learned in my time working in North Minneapolis doing programming for adolescents is we would have funders, we would get the resources to take kids out and just engage in this beautiful state of Minnesota, whether that was through kayaking or just going up north and enjoying the woods, camping, going hiking, just doing all types of stuff outdoors, just fun stuff outdoors. We would have all this stuff, and the young people would not want to go. They were so discomfort. They had so much discomfort to go out and just see the state of Minnesota. It's a beautiful state, especially during the summertime. They would not want to go do any of these things because it was out of their comfort zone. They were more scared of being attacked by a bear or seeing a deer than they were living in the community where there's guns firing off every day. It's an interesting dynamic. But that comfort zone is very important, and the growth mindset really helps young people get out of that comfort zone as much as possible. All right, let me bring this down and get to some other huge points for this topic. One moment. So I hope that chart was allowing you to really see the difference between the growth and the fixed mindset. But the important piece of this process is understanding praise and how that plays a role in the mindset and the development of a young person. So again, the fixed mindset really praises the person, right? You did this well, which is good to a certain extent. But if you want your kid to grow, they have to understand the process, what it takes, the effort that they put in. So person praise, which is feedback that implies that your child possesses a fixed or positive quality. Man, you're so smart. You did that great. These are things that we have told young people for many of our lives. But there's another way of encouraging them, and that's what we call process praising. This is positive feedback that emphasizes the efforts and the strategies and actions that the young people take so that they know, hey, keep doing that, keep functioning in this way so that you can end up having better results in all the things that you do. So we have to embrace the process praising. I'm going to share just a few more tips of growth mindset so you can understand what this may look like. And I want to encourage you to start practicing this with the young people in your lives. If you are a young person, you can start practicing this in your life right now. Trust me, this will work for you. Start making a shift and paying attention to how you do things. Build the systems and the habits in your life to have success. It starts today. Whatever you want to do in this world, you can pretty much do it. It's the possibilities are almost limitless with access to the internet, with AI now being introduced into our world. The endless possibilities, the information is out there. The tools are right in your pocket and in your hand. All you have to do is build the systems and habits, build some networks, talk to folks like me or your parents, and you can get to that same level. So let's talk a little bit about some other ways to develop growth mindset. And on the Facebook page, I'm going to share with you all 25 ways of developing the growth mindset. But right now, I'm only going to share a few just to get your feet wet a little bit. Number one, I would say view challenges as opportunities. View challenges as opportunities. Difficulty happens in everyone's life. Adversity, unfortunately, shows up when we don't necessarily need it. But being able to overcome is one of the most powerful things a person can do. And so many people that I know have overcome some major challenges in their life and they're still here. And just accepting that and understanding that that level of resilience is important. Emphasize growth over speed. Sometimes things take a little bit of time. Don't just rush through things. Take your time, be patient, learn from what you're doing so that you can apply it in other areas of your life. Reward actions and not traits. So reward the effort it took. Man, I can't believe you spent, 5 hours working on that paper. You really locked in for that 5 hours. That's an amazing job. Instead of saying, man, that was a really good written paper. Like the action, yeah, they wrote it. That's amazing. They finished it, but pay attention to the process. You locked in for 5 hours. That took a lot of time and dedication. Good job. Stop seeking approval. That's another big one too for the growth mindset. Encouragement is important. Approval is not. You don't do things, young people, because you want someone to give you a pat on the head. But they should give you a pat on the back and recognize how much effort you put into what you're doing and how it's going to lead to your success. What else? Let me give you one more before we wrap up today. Cultivate grit. Cultivate grit. Students with a little extra bit of determination will most likely seek approval from themselves rather than from others. Grit is about staying focused. It's about putting in that extra effort. It's about buckling down and being tough enough and being brave enough to dealing with whatever comes your way. A lot of people don't do this well. Some people don't do this well at all, but definitely cultivate it. Be able to stand in the wind, be able to stand in the rain when things aren't going well, when things feel tough. Don't just, don't leave. Stand in as much as you can and allow things to happen. As long as it's not extremely harming you or someone else, chances are you will learn from that opportunity. So those are things that are important. So I just want to give a couple things. I mean, I can talk all day about grit. I can talk all day about resiliency, but really think about this fixed and growth mindset piece. The growth mindset is where you want to be. I'm going to start talking more about growth mindset because I think this is a very important concept for our kids to keep moving forward. A lot of our kids need that push. They need that encouragement from us as adults, parents, caregivers, youth workers to really start engaging them to the best of our ability. So that's all I have for you today. More to come. Again, It Is Not Your Fault, a teen mental health podcast. I am Brandon Jones. You can check us out in 3 different locations. The first is on the Facebook page. Just search It's Not Your Fault in a search engine, and you can check out the 25 areas to encourage growth mindset. I'll put some other information there as well. Or you can check us out at my website, www.jegna.org. That's JEGNA.org. Or you can check me and other fantastic podcasters out at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. And with that, I'm out. Please be careful, be smart, be engaging, and be well. We'll see you later. Take care.
To check out previous episodes of It's Not Your Fault, or to learn more about Brandon Jones, log on to ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com.
It's important to make sure your children have their COVID-19 vaccines. And here's why. The risk to them is higher. In fact, kids who are under 2 years of age and get COVID-19 are hospitalized at the same rate as people who are between the ages of 65 and 75 years old. The updated vaccines are approved by the FDA for children, starting at the age of 6 months. Have questions? Talk to your child's pediatrician or trusted healthcare provider and ask for their professional advice. Take the steps to stay healthy in the new year. Resolve to make sure that you and your entire family are fully vaccinated in 2024.
Unleash the power of smile for your team. Delta Dental of Minnesota offers coverage to fit your unique small business, leading to a better benefit package and a happier team. Visit deltadentalmn.org/small business.
It's not just another day in your life. Things are changing for the better. At Comcast, we see those changes, and we're thinking about how we use technology today to live, work, learn, and play. And we're building for the future now, so we're better prepared for the wants and needs of tomorrow. That's why Comcast is rolling out multi-gig internet speeds to more than 50 million homes and businesses before the end of 2025, making our already industry-leading network even faster, smarter, greener, and more reliable. Over the decades, Comcast has been your partner, working hard to serve your community, and will continue to be your partner. We're expanding our gigabits so you can enjoy the tiny bits that matter most.
You know Shaletta makes you laugh, but did you know Shaletta Brundage can also make you think and boost your business? Media personality, activist, and comedian Shaletta Brundage founded Shaletta Makes Me Laugh to celebrate and share the best of Black culture. It's a podcasting platform. You can download 10 weekly podcasts hosted by African-American subject experts at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com is also a production house, creating broadcast-quality commercial content. And Shaletta and her team of storytellers create powerful promotional campaigns to get businesses the brand awareness they're looking for. Some of Minnesota's top businesses trust Shaletta, and you can too. Get out the word about your events and products and get in front of communities of color with ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. She's got the power to help your business. Are you a woman known as a good listener? Do you have skills in de-escalating situations? Are you what they call a people person? Then the Minneapolis Police Department would like to meet you. Now in a rebuilding phase, the Minneapolis Police Department is recruiting more women to wear the badge. The department offers career options for women with a high school diploma or GED. There are also opportunities for women with 2- and 4-year degrees who are ready to apply their skills in new ways. Police work makes a great second career for social workers, teachers, nurses. Women in their 30s and 40s are welcome to apply. There's no age cap. You'll be paid while you train and mentored by veteran women officers invested in your success. Minneapolis also welcomes current police officers to join the state's largest department. Make a difference on the streets, working in your community, in a career with competitive salaries and generous benefits. Go to minneapolismn.gov and search police jobs to find out more.